हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक अगेन टू माय चैनल कोडिंग विद दीपिका। तो आज की वीडियो में हम बात करने वाले हैं सिस्टम डिज़ाइन के इंटरव्यू राउंड के बारे में। तो बेसिकली देखिए व्हाट हैपन्स कि कुछ क्वेश्चन ऐसे स्टैंडर्ड होते हैं जो आपसे डायरेक्टली पूछ लिए जाते हैं, तो आप उनको इंटरव्यू से पहले प्रिपेयर कर सकते हैं। बट लेट्स सपोज कि कभी ऐसा हुआ कि आपके पास कोई ऐसा क्वेश्चन आ जाता है जो कि आपने पहले रीड आउट नहीं किया हुआ एंड यू डू नॉट नो हाउ टू प्रोसीड टू सिस्टम डिजाइनिंग राउंड। तो आज हम यही सब बात करेंगे कि कौन कौन से ऐसे स्टेप्स हैं जिसकी हेल्प से आप किसी भी क्वेश्चन को अटेम्प्ट कर सकते हैं। व्हाट आर द मिथ्स अबाउट a system designing round and what are the do's and don'ts of a system designing round? So let's start the video. So first of all, I would like to discuss about the common myths about a system designing round. So first of all, if you'll see, so I have written we can design a system in 45 to 60 minutes. So frankly speaking, friends, it's not possible to design a system in 45 to 60 minutes. In every company, it takes about years to design a complete system. Even a single microservices you want to design, so it takes weeks or can also take some months. So it is not possible to design a system in 45 to 60 minutes. System designing round is taken to check your skills about that what you have basically learned in your past organization, and if you will come across a problem, so how would you approach that. So never think about that you should have to cover everything in 45 to 60 minutes. So this is a very big myth that we have to design a complete system in 45 to 60 minutes. Second thing, you cannot ask question from the interviewer. So few of the candidates I have seen that they feared about that if they will ask something from the interviewer, so they would not answer it. But it's not right. In a system designing round, actually the interviewer who is taking your interview, don't consider him as an interviewer. Consider him as your like basically a peer or as a teammate that is helping you out to go through the complete system. So it is very important to ask question about the requirements that what he wants to convey. Otherwise, like system designing round would be only for the one directional. Actually, a system designing round is a bi-directional and it should be conveyed from interviewer side also and from the candidate side also. So always conversation, do conversation between your interviewer and between you, so that you will come across to know about the complete requirements of the system. So the third point is we should assume the requirements. So this is again a myth that if you have given a system design, let's suppose if you have to ask to design Book My Show, Facebook Messenger or something. So you should return the requirements and do not basically conversation with your interviewer. But this is a very big myth that you should not ask the requirement from the interviewer. In fact, I would say this is a very basic step in a system designing round, that you should always clear the requirement first from the interviewer. Otherwise, what would happen? Let's suppose if you are going to design two components and interviewer is not interested in basically listening these two components, so then it would be a very big problem in your system designing round. So never assume the requirements, always clarify it. Fourth thing, don't ask for the feedback. So this is again a very big myth that we do not ask for the feedback in the interview. I would say that let's suppose if your interview round is only 16 minutes, so in the first minute, first design the system, first design a skeleton of the system, then ask for the feedback from the interviewer that is the system is right, like are you satisfied with the system or anything you want to basically add into this requirements. Always ask the feedback after 15 minutes, so that you would be very confident that you are designing the complete things and in the correct way. So we are going to discuss about a framework for the system designing round that you can use in any of the system designing round. And in the end, you would be see that if you do not know about any problem itself, but if you know about the basics of it, so you would be able to clear the interview. So first point, the first step is understand the problem and clear the requirements. So I would say this is the most important steps of a system designing round, and it is a very like first step. So one point. So let's suppose if you have given a question and you already know the answer of it, but do not give the answer immediately. It doesn't create a good impact on your profile if you give the answer immediately. Instead of that, what you can do, understand the problem and write down some of the points in your basically whatever the software that you are using, any notepad, any wordpad, any docx file, and then discuss with the interviewer that what kind of feature you want to implement. So it is very important to clear the requirement first. How you can clear the requirement? There are like few steps that you can do so that you would be able to understand that basically what things we need to discuss about the system designing round. So let's suppose if I have given a question to design a newsfeed system. So newsfeed system, if you say, it could be of Instagram, it could be of like a Facebook, it could be of any channel. So we are going to design a newsfeed system. I have this open question and interviewer did not tell me anything about it. He just asked me to design a newsfeed system. Now it is my duty to clear the requirement first. So what questions can I ask from the interviewer to clear the requirements? First thing, what can I ask? That what kind of features you are looking. So you can always suggest some of the feature like if you are designing a newsfeed system, so definitely there would be a new post creation, and then if you create a post, so you will be able to see the post of your friends. There could be other features also like kind of the notification system, history and other things. So there could be plenty of like basically in your system designing round features, but you have to be very like specific that what are the features that you want to implement, and that would only be happen when you will discuss all of the requirements with your interviewer. So let's suppose if the interviewer said that I'm just interested in new post creation and post of your friends, to see the post of your friends, so you just need to focus on these two requirements. Then about this is about the like kind of the API designing and the main technical part. Other things that a system design round is also covered about the scalability and like what is the like basically the memory you are going to use in your architecture. So for that, what questions you can ask, that how many like users are going to use the system, so that you would be idea that what would be the traffic on this system. So how microservices, how much microservice you should design, like a database, or you should be like basically how much you can scale it. Third thing, that like at how much time the company is planning to scale the system. So this is again a very important point that you can ask from the interviewer. It would show that you are not only interested in designing the features only, you are also thinking about the future perspective, that how much microservice you are going to design and like how much cost it would be. So this is a very important step of a system designing round, and it is a very crucial step that you should basically ask from your interviewer. Now comes our second part where we are going to propose the high level design, and this step can take up to 10 to 15 minutes. And the first step where we are going to clear the requirement, that can take up to 3 to 10 minutes depending on that how fast you can clear the requirements. So in this step what we are going to do, so basically whatever the requirement that we have got from the interviewer till now, so we are going to propose a high level design in which what we are going to do, we are going to draw box diagrams of the components, like you need to include your server, then API, then database, CDN server, then other things like Kafka, queue system, and whatever the like the high level things. So for that, you can use a kind of any of the like basically open source tool, or maybe like the any whiteboard or something. depending on your interviewer. So design the box diagram for a high level design, and then when you design the high level design, so then you ask for the feedback from the interviewer. So if the interviewer is okay with the high level design, then you can proceed further, but if he is not okay at this step only, so you can modify your high level design. So for example, we are taking an example of the newsfeed system. So I am going to show you that what is the high level design of the newsfeed system. So we talked about the two main specific feature about the news feeding system, and about the publishing post, and to see the post of the your friends. So based on that, I am going to design a high level for this system. So yeah, that I am going to show you. Here I have designed a block diagram for the when you are publishing a post on the newsfeed system. So basically this is the user layer. You already know if you have seen my like previous videos. So the request come from the web server or the mobile app, and this is the DNS server who resolves the addresses. So the main part starts from here, and you need to showcase this exactly to the interviewer. So here if you'll see, if I want to design a post service, so what would happen, it would be an API call, that would be a post call, where I want to publish this content, and this is the address of my API, that this is the version v1 and I want to feed it. So my content is hello, that's mean I am posting it with the content of the hello, and this is a load balancer that is basically responsible to handle all of the web servers. So what would happen, there would be three services. Notification service, if you want to design it you can design, otherwise you can skip it also. But here is a post service. So first of all, what would happen, here the request come to this post service, and what it would do, it would be maintaining its own caching system or in the on DB system. So it would interact with the cache of the DB, and it would save the data into the caching of the DB server. Now this caching of the DB can be centralized also, and can be responsible for the each of the services also. It depends on how much scalable system you are going to design. Second thing, this is a fan out service. So what is the fan out service do? So when a post is published, so basically what would happen, your complete network got the notification and that post is visible to the complete network. So this is not the responsibility of this post service. Post service responsibility only to save the data into the DB. Then we have designed another service, that is a fan out service. That what would it do, if there is a new post or there is a new content, so what would do, it would basically publish that content to your all of the network. Then it would send a notification. So again, notification service is a different service. We have not clubbed any of the services, so we have kept separate services to give the modularity to the system. In future, if we want to enhance any of the functionality, so we can straightforward go to that service and we can enhance the code. So that's how we design our system. If you are able to showcase this complete block diagram, and if you are able to understand this thing completely to the interviewer, then ask for the feedback from the interviewer, that is there any component that you want to add more, or is this fine. Then he would probably ask for few questions, that how you are posting it, it is a sync system, it is a async system. So based on that you can easily modify your system. And yeah, in this round also, so what you can do, you can also discuss about the traffic of the system, that how many users are going to use the system, so what should be the traffic. It would give an impact to your system designing round if you discuss about the traffic. And you can also discuss about the scalability, that why have you designed the multiple services, why have you to club it, why you have like basically implemented a load balancer, what more things you can do. You can also discuss about the security things, that like who is the user who can use my system and who other user cannot use my system. But yes, keep this thing in mind, always keep time constraints in mind. There are a lot more things to discuss in the system designing round, but it depends completely on the time. Now we are going to discuss about the third step. In this third step, we are going to deep dive about the system. But first of all, if you have covered all of these things, so that means you have almost covered the 30 minutes of a system designing round. And congratulations, at least you are able to design till this now. But now in the third step, what we will do, so this step can take around again 15 minutes. So in this step, what we are going to do? So we are going to discuss from the interviewer about some specific things. So let's suppose if I am designing two services, that my like posting service, feed posting service, and then the basically to showing the feeds. So we can like ask about that, about the API signatures, that what should the API signatures, it would be a kind of a get call, it would be kind of the post call, what would be the method signature of it. We can discuss about these things. We can also discuss about the database things. Always ask from the interviewer what he wants to listen. So sometimes interviewer interested is about the database schema also, that what kind of database schema you are going to design. So do not discuss that thing into the second step till the like the first 15 minutes, but in this step, in the third step, you can always ask about the database schema. Are you interested in basically listening to the database schema also? So then you can discuss about it, that what kind of database you are going to design. You are going to design about the relational database, or you are going to design about the NoSQL database. You can also talk about some things about it, and there could be a discussion about around this also. Third thing, you can also discuss about the system performance. Some interviewer want to discuss about it also, that let's suppose what would be the traffic on this system, how would you handle the traffic, what would be the basically tools from which you would handle the system performance, if any issue would come on the production, so how would you cater it. And then might be like he can discuss about the matrices also if he is interested, and he can also discuss about the logging things. So these are all the extra things that he wants to discuss. Fourth thing, always there comes a very interesting thing in the design round. So whenever there is a call comes to any of the services, and when two or three services are interlinked, so there comes a mechanism of using the queue system also. So this is a very popular thing that every interviewer wants to listen about it. So in the queue system, you can implement a Kafka system here. So when a fan out service is publishing the post, so instead of directly communicating, we can use the Kafka system here, where we can push all of the events to the Kafka, and then it will basically send the notification to all of the users. So we can enhance my system like this one, that we can use the async communication. So these are all of the sorry, these all of the things are the deep concepts. If you are done with the second step, then you can definitely come to this step and then can discuss about these things. So this is the third step, and it can extend up to the 15 minutes. Now the last step is the wrap up. So this round can take about 3 to 5 minutes. So basically what we do in this step, so we are wrapping up our system designing round. So in this round, might be interviewer can ask some follow-up questions. So you need to answer intelligently for these questions. And I am giving you a very good point for the wrapping up question. Never say that your system is perfect, because no system is perfect. Every system can be improved. If you will say this to interviewer, yeah, my system is very good, and I'm very satisfied with it. So basically, he can ask you more follow-up questions, and he can find out mistakes very easily. But if you will say that, yeah, my system can be improved, I can basically add some analytics here, I can add some basically monitoring things, I can scale it further, I can use this framework. So this shows your critical thinking also, and this shows that basically you are ready to learn new more things. Then you can also give a recap of your system, that what you have covered. You can give more suggestions, that we can use a few things more. If you know about some latest technology or some latest trending things, that I was going to discuss about these things, but due to the time constraint, but yeah, definitely we can implement this thing also. You can discuss about the monitoring things also. So this wrap up step is very important in your system designing round. It it leaves a impression before the interviewer. So if you will like basically handle it intelligently, that yeah, my system is not perfect, it can be improved further, so that's a kind of a win-win situation for you. So always handle it very critically. Okay guys, so this was all about the system designing round. So how you should approach a system designing round. I hope you would like my video. And if you like my video, and let's suppose if you want to discuss about any specific component and any specific requirement, any specific system, so please comment it down so that I would get to know that which should be the next video. Otherwise, I will upload my video according to my knowledge. And thank you very much for watching the video till now. And yeah, please keep liking my videos and follow my channel, Coding with Deepika.